How you doing, folks? Your boy Marks on Tuesday 5 numbers after the name. A little tight Tuesday action over here, man. A little, what do you got over here? A little domination action. Okay, man. I'm playing a lot of Dom lately, man. I've been feeling Dom. I'm doing actually pretty good Dom, man, which is why I've been enjoying it over here, man. But I want to talk about that Black Ops 4 reveal we had last week. Last week? Man, it feels already like 16 weeks ago. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. It feels already like a long time ago that it happened over here, man. But it was still fairly recent in the lifespan of Call of Duty fans and knowledge over here, man. So let me start off by saying I thought they did a tremendous job in the reveal event. Like I think the way they presented everything was very good. I think they placated to the fans when they needed to. I think they were real when they needed to. I don't think they bullshitted us in any way. I don't think that they were sugarcoating anything. They kind of tackled most things pretty straight on. Even mentioned like that there won't be a single player. They didn't just come out and be like, we don't got a single player, ha ha. But they kind of brought it up as like, yo, we don't got a single player, but here's what we're planning on doing, man, and blah blah blah. So I think they carried everything well. Since you don't have the single player, I think it was very well that they started off with the multiplayer. They showed us a lot, right? That trailer has a lot. I still honestly haven't even broken down everything in that trailer because of how much is in that trailer. And then, they showed us like a little bit of gameplay, like the multiplayer and whatnot. And later on, you'd see the gameplay in the multiplayer. Maybe it was just like afterwards when people played and posted videos about it that people were allowed to play it that were there. So, what do we gather from the multiplayer side of things? We gather that it's the same but different, and different a lot of different ways. I'm not sure. I don't know. This is one where I really need the beta. Last year, for example, I didn't need to play World War II beta. I knew that thing was gonna be dope. I didn't really care. The Infinite Warfare one, I kind of knew that thing was going to be whack, so I didn't really need to play the beta. There are different ways. Black Ops 3, I was curious. I didn't want to play the beta for that because there was like a bunch of different stuff going on. This kind of falls in similar. I need the beta to fully grasp what I'm seeing. Some very early on thoughts. The maps that we saw. I believe we saw 2 maps, maybe? 2. I think I've seen 2 maps. Maybe 3, but 2. They look dope. They all look to be a little bit on the smaller side. Actually, there was the like juggle kind of one with the water and stuff, and there was one that was kind of like a snow base or something. That one looked a little bit whacker. But for what I've understood, they all seem to be a little bit on the smaller side. You're now playing 5v5, which is fine. There's some stuff here that it's like, I don't know what to take out of that. We're playing 5v5, so the connection's going to be better, I guess, because there's less people. Maybe. I imagine the maps, that means if the maps are also smaller, so you're right, some more people. The kind of goal that we were being preached afterwards, and that the narrative that's being spun at least, and that has me a little bit concerned, is how much more team-based this Call of Duty is trying to be. Where they're replacing kind of the specialists, not necessarily to be these like one-man wrecking crews, like the Tempest, just electrifying 16 people through and through, but that everybody kind of has a role to do on your team. And that stuff that you do could help out your other team and whatnot, and you kind of work your way around that. And that's why, like, one of the modes that they really pushed was this new control mode, or whatever, which seems to be like a mix between a search and hardpoint kind of thing. And everybody kind of filled in their roles. That's okay. And another thing that kind of adds to that is apparently, and this they didn't mention because I don't think this is a positive, and I hope it changes, but I don't know. I guess if you really want to keep with this narrative, you wouldn't change it. But you don't now, like, pick a specialist and that's who you're rolling with. Apparently, like in the pre-lobby, you have the opportunity to pick like the specialist that you want to use, and then nobody else on the team could use it. So you're rolling with 5 specialists, all different. On one side, that's cool. Like I didn't. I'm trying to remember like my Black Ops 3 days, but yeah, I didn't really like when there was like 4 Tempests on the other team, and they were all just electrifying. I don't really remember ever having that issue. At most, it'd be like 2, maybe 3. But not really. Like I never really remember having that be that much of an issue. I think it's more to kind of spread that whole everybody's one member of your team. You're all doing this and you're all kind of chipping into your little parts together, which is good and it's fine. And if I had 4 other people to play with all the time when I wanted to play, that's great. We'd be a 5-man wrecking crew. But I don't, and I'm going to be stuck with 2 or 3 knuckleheads that might take like the specialist that I like the most. And then I'm stuck playing somebody else, only witnessing how that guy is getting obliterated because he doesn't know what he's doing with the guy that I could have been doing. We could have won the game. I'm not a fan of that, if you can't tell. Not a fan of that. They changed the healing mechanic in the game, where as before it used to be you heal automatically, And now it's actually like a button you press to heal, and then you have like kind of a little like time zone, you know, or a little time where you can't heal, and then you can heal again. It's quick though, from what I've noticed. It's pretty brief, so I'm cool with that. It's gonna take a little getting used to. Obviously, it's a little bit different than what we've been playing, but I'm cool with that because there's been a ton of times, especially in Infinity War games, and especially, for example, even in World War II, where I'm in gunfights and my character just doesn't heal quick enough, and I get popped because I'm trying to be aggressive and because I'm kicking ass, and I nail the guy, and I maybe put like 3 or 4 bullets in, maybe put 2 in him, but he puts like half of 1, and I was so hurt that it's over, even though I probably deserve to win that gunfight as well. So I'm cool with I could go, you know, kill 1, kill 2, get hurt a little bit maybe between those, heal, come back out and pop 3 and 4, right? Like I'm really cool with that. I think it's gonna get used to. But they kind of said that they wanted to add another decision, like tactical decision to make. I think that's a cool one. We'll see how it plays out. It might be a complete disaster. I don't think so. I'm pretty confident that one will work out. They also bumped up everybody's health to 150. Before everybody was at 100, now you're at 150. That's almost a little bit nominal though. It's not really like necessarily that influencing because the guns are a little bit stronger. So they just wanted to kind of have some more breathing room to to balance guns. That's okay. They reworked the recoil system as well, where now it's going to be a predictive recoil, where again all these recoils the same way. I think that's great. A lot better than just a random recoil. That's silly. I never quite understood why we even had that outside of, I guess, laziness. Or not laziness, but maybe just, you know, not enough space to handle the capacity of the information maybe needed to load all that. So we got all that going on with there in the multiplayer side. 5v5. You know, the pick of the specialist to me was honestly the worst part. Specialists are more subdued than they were in Black Ops 3. Some kind of carryover, like we saw the War Machine. I think we saw like the Fire Guy has like a different little way of kind of blowing stuff around them. Ruin, who kind of seems to be the titular character again. He has like a grappling hook, which is the only advanced movement. I guess I should say also everything's boots on the ground, which is good. I was a little bit nervous about that, honestly. I think what we heard about this game, like the rumors, really seemed to be true, where you know, maybe not necessarily the single player, because that rumor was that they wanted to make them, but it was so after Activision canceled it. Who knows if that's true or not? Well, we'll never really know. But I do believe this game was an advanced movements game at one point. And seeing how much backlash that kind of got in Infinite War, that had to like change, they had to scramble. And I wouldn't be shocked if this was a advanced movement type game, similar to Black Ops 3, mixing in with the Overwatch kind of stuff that we're seeing, you know, the hero kind of based shooter, because that's where Black Ops 3 kind of was starting to dabble in, and that they expounded on that. And now they pulled it back to boots on the ground. You got a grappling hook. That's kind of like the only advanced move, but it's not really that big a deal. You have a grappling hook. You have some, you know, more like not necessarily kill streak type things with your specialists, even though some do have that. But a lot more like just subdued and helping out your team kind of abilities, similar like an Overwatch or a Rainbow Six kind of thing. It definitely seems like it kind of met halfway in the middle over there, and hopefully it's all planned and it works well. I'm not sure. They kind of mentioned at the beginning they're taking big leaps and doing a lot of different things with this Call of Duty. I think that's fine. I just don't know if I'm going to like it or not, so I'm excited to play it over there. And we'll see. One thing I didn't really like, too, is that apparently you could pick up, like, armor and stuff for, like, some of the specialists and whatnot, and that kind of also increases your health. That part I'm not that cool with anymore, right? Because all of a sudden, if I'm batting at 150 health, but you come at me with, like, 200 or 250, I don't know where it taps out. But if you can just keep kind of stacking stuff like that, I don't know about that. It makes me a little bit nervous, like, what's going on over there. So we'll see. The zombies reveal, right? So, you know, without the single player, it's where's all this extra manpower going? You know, a lot of it went to the multiplayer to crafting these kind of things that we just spoke about, the kind of big changes. The zombie stuff. I don't really have an opinion. I don't even know what to say about the zombie stuff. That ish made no sense to me. There's a Roman map. Got that part. There's a map that takes place in a boat that looks similar to Titanic. Maybe. I don't know. And then I think there's a Bob of the Dead remake is what I gathered out of that last one. So it comes with 3 zombie maps out to jump. That's pretty baller. Pretty impressed by that. I imagine they'll do a great job like they always do with that kind of stuff. They didn't really show anything else outside of that, outside of those trailers. But that's more than enough than what they needed to do, and they covered the bases there. And the big one was, and I remember I tweeted it out as the event was going on, and I was like, okay, so we got multiplayer, we got zombies, we still have some time. I imagine we're doing Battle Royale. And yeah, they're dabbling into Battle Royale. They're doing a mode called Blackout, which seems pretty cool. And it's basically, they said, like a combination of a bunch of like your favorite multiplayer maps into a huge like space that the kind of definition they gave you is 1,500 times bigger than Nuketown, which you go, ooh, ah. But it beats me how much bigger that actually is. And that you could kind of bring back your favorite like Black Ops weapons, characters, vehicle, and stuff like that. We didn't see the gameplay, right? So that's kind of the part where we gotta wait and see, and I imagine it'll be revealed. Honestly, it'll probably be the last thing revealed. So we might get some more multiplayer stuff at E3. They'll probably be playable there. Maybe a zombies thing in like late August, and maybe Blackout in like September. Man, like I imagine that's kind of how like the plan rolls out because the game comes out in like mid-October. The concept of Blackout and what they presented, like what they just said about it, seems really cool, and it's got me very excited for it. It's first person the whole way through. And just the idea of playing a Battle Royale game with the Call of Duty kind of gameplay, right? With the Call of Duty engine, with that tight Call of Duty feel, that seems really cool to me, man. That seems something I'm going to be interested in. We'll see. There's a lot of questions still out there, like the player count, like how many players are we talking about over here? The servers, are they going to be able to hold up for that kind of stuff? A lot going on. What are like the favorite maps that they're going to put in there? Like, you know, there's a lot of questions to be answered. The DLC, what happens with DLC? Do we get another map, you know, for Blackout? Do they just keep supporting and adding stuff over there? I've heard rumors that the multiplayer DLC might be free with zombies paid. That would be pretty dope. Battlefield 5 kind of put the onus as well on that one, where they're giving out all this stuff for free. How do you compete with the Fortnites, right? That's kind of the question right now, and Call of Duty is trying to answer. I think it's a good start. We'll see how it ends.